Yeah, you read the title right. Only noobs design beautiful websites. This is what I mean by beautiful. The designs you see on Dribbble, Behance, and Instagram. Few of them get design awards as well. Let me clarify something. Design is not art. Design solves a problem. It serves a purpose. It's objective. So, it doesn't suppose to look beautiful. It just have to work. If you are building a website to impress your art teacher or win a design award, then go for it. Design the most beautiful website you can. But if you want to create a website that generates traffic, sales, or subscriptions, you need a functional website that serves that specific purpose. Look at the best websites in the world. They serve a purpose. A course website needs to sell courses. A blog website requires a lot of readers and then keeps them reading for a long period of time. An e-commerce site sells a lot of products, and a social media site wants you to stay there all day long. Do you find websites like Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Amazon beautiful? Let's look at some of the best websites across industries. Here is Zero, 25 million visits in a month. Blogger, 157 million visits in a month. Indian Railways, 132 million. Mercari, 150 million. Chase, 193 million. Fragrantica, a beauty website, 50 million visits in a month. I can keep going. Just go to SEMrush and check top websites in any category. You will not find a single beautiful website. You must be thinking, these big companies can hire the best designers and developers. Then why their design is so simple and sometimes boring? The answer lies in the question itself. They do hire the best designers and developers, and they cost a lot of money. So, naturally, the priority is to build a profitable website, and not a beautiful website. The designers don't bother creating beautiful websites, because their job, promotion, and career revolve around metrics, and not on how the site looks. The beautiful designs you see on Dribbble and Instagram are just personal projects. If companies implement those designs, they will lose money, and in turn the designer will lose their job. Now let me explain why can't we build a beautiful website that is also profitable. I mean, that would be ideal. Actually, you already know the answer. You just don't realize it when you are the one building the website. As a user, why do you visit a website? To learn something, order a product, watch videos, or browse social media. There is always a purpose. When you visit YouTube, you want to see video recommendation that suits your style. Then you want easy access to all the buttons and options. You just want things simple, straightforward, and easy to use. You want to do your thing and get out. After all, you have a lot of things to do, and the last thing you want is a website that is complicated and wastes your time. When you search something, you want results quickly and in front of you in a simple layout. Most of the time you don't even see on your screen. You just ask Google, and it tells you the answer. Very soon, you will see AI products where you will tell the AI to order something or book a reservation for you. You wouldn't even have to look at your screen. Do you see a pattern yet? People want things simple and easy to use. Companies know that because they do their research. So, they want to keep things very simple and user-friendly. In the attention economy, user is the king. That means the websites that provides the best user experience win users and their precious time and money. You don't care about how beautiful Amazon looks. You just want to go there, find what you are looking for, read reviews, see product images, and then order. You want to spend as little time as possible. One more thing. You want Amazon to work on any device you own. Just imagine a world where Amazon is a beautiful e-commerce website. Whenever you open it on your computer, it looks better than most of the websites out there. But one day, you open it on your smartphone to track your order, and the beautiful website you saw on a big screen looks so complicated and hard to navigate on your phone. Will you not get angry? And that's the biggest drawback of a beautiful website. Making them responsive is impossible. A responsive website automatically adjusts for different sized screens. With a responsive website, Someone can browse your website from any device and it will still look and function perfectly. Simple or beautiful. Every website you see is built by HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now, this code runs on your browser. Good designers design websites keeping this thing in mind. They know the limitations of browsers. Beautiful websites take longer to load because of all the images and fluff they have. Then they don't work on small screens because of how things are positioned. It's a big mess for the browser and for the users. Also, they are a bit harder to code. That's not a big problem. But there is no benefit in writing a lot of CSS if the browsers and users are not happy. So in short, beautiful websites take longer to load and don't respond to screen sizes. That is bad user experience, and that's the last thing you want. So now the question is, what should you do? Build user-friendly website. I am going to give you some very practical tips that you can use to build a user-friendly website. A website stands on these 5 pillars: layout, typography, colors, images, and last but not the least, content. If you get these 5 things right, you are set for success. So, let's go over them one by one. A website's layout is the first thing the user sees. Layout means the overall structure of the website. Within seconds, a user can feel if a layout is good or bad. Remember, good doesn't mean beautiful, it means user-friendly. Layout is the first thing you should think of when building a website, because at this point you will think how this website will adapt to different screen sizes. To do that, break your content into rows and columns, and then arrange them on the screen. Here is an example. We have these 6 cards on this website, but you can see we have 3 headings as well, and each heading is connected to 2 cards. Now, how can we arrange them so that they respond to different screen sizes? I mean, we want these cards to correspond to their heading, but we need to adjust their position on tablet and then on smartphone as well. The easy solution is to move last column to the next row on tablets, and then move the second column to the next row on smartphone. So on laptop, we have 1 row and 3 columns, but on smartphone, we have 3 rows and 1 column. We have a CSS property called Flexbox that will take care of these things for you, but you just need to start thinking in terms of rows and columns. Let me show you one more example as well. Here we have 2 columns. Column 1 has a heading and some text, and column 2 has an image. This is pretty common and successful layout for a few years now. On a bigger screen, we can fit both of these columns in a single row, but on smartphones it makes sense to move the second column to the next row. One more very important part of layout is size and spacing. New designers and developers struggle a lot with that. Let me introduce you to the number 4. This is the number that will help you in all of your size and spacing problems. Here is how it works. Any size or space you use on your website must be divisible by 4. So numbers like 8, 20, 100, and so on. Don't ask me why, because that could be a separate video. For now, just stay with me. Need width for a button. Try 100 pixels. Didn't look good. Try 200. Try 160. Try a number that is divisible by 4. How much padding inside that button? Try 8 pixels. Didn't look good. Try 12. Try 16. Try 20. How much spacing between 2 columns? Try 20 pixels. Try 28. Try 36. But don't try 30, as it is not divisible by 4. This brings me to consistency. Your layout have to be consistent. If you gave 20 pixels gap between 2 columns, keep the same gap across your website. Don't put 24 or 28 pixels on other columns. Good design repeat itself. Time for more examples. Check out the left sidebar. We have an icon and text. Then they repeat, and they all have equal spacing between them. See the header. The space between these 3 columns are the same. I bet you didn't notice the column layout till now. Now you will see them everywhere. Every single website is built by rows and columns. This box have a thumbnail, profile picture, title, channel name, views, and date published. Now this box will repeat itself. If I change the screen size, it will change the layout and columns will move to the next row. You will find these basic design principles in all the websites out there. Let's look at some more. Here is Google. Keep an eye on how design will repeat itself. The autocomplete tabs are also in rows and columns layout. Did you notice the same gap in design? Same things with the results. Icon, title, and URL, then a clickable link as heading, and then a small paragraph. The beauty lies in making things simple and easy to use. Users can skim through a lot of links and decide which one to click. While building a website's layout, think how your users will navigate through it. Humans are pattern recognition machines. We expect things to repeat. So just as we repeat the layout, we also repeat the same fonts, colors, and overall vibe. Consistency is the key here. Let me show you the example of Netflix. Netflix cares a lot about good design. Notice how they only use 3 colors in the whole website: black, white, and red. And that's a real example of less is more. Black background, white text, and red buttons. They could have added blue, orange, and all kind of colors, but they didn't. It's all about repeating the same colors over and over. Let me show you one more design pattern. Look at this section. We have 2 columns. Column 1 has a heading and a paragraph with a corresponding image in column 2. Section 2, 3, and 4 are also have the same design. Imagine you building this website from scratch. You build section 1, and then just copy-paste it 3 times. Then you just have to replace the content inside. This is called component-based design, and it's quite common in the industry. Work smarter, not harder. With that being said, let's move to pillar number 2 of building a user-friendly website. Typography. It's a fancy way of saying fonts. Let's stay on Netflix for now. See how it have different font sizes. Now how will you know which size to use and where? This is called type scale, and we have a very handy website that will help you in generating type scales. Just enter the body font. It's the default font size for your paragraphs, and then it will give you all the other sizes based on your need. Once you have your headings and paragraph sizes, make all the font the same size as your body font. Then ask yourself, what is the most important part of the website? My guess is headings. So, give headings their size. Then move on to the next important things. Keep a lot of things the body font size, and make the least relevant parts smaller and most important parts bigger. It's that simple. Try to use clean and easy to read font. If possible, just use one font throughout the website. The more fonts you use, the more chances of messing up. Here are my 5 go-to fonts for websites, but feel free to experiment. And that is true for our next pillar as well. That is colors. Same as fonts, the less color you use, the better. Stick with black and white for most of the things, and throw in an accent color to add some personality. If you have images on the website, those images will add some character anyway. Here is how you can create a color palette for your website. Visit this website and choose a palette you like. Now decide which will be the primary color. Your primary is your default color. Most of the website will have that color. Then choose your secondary or background color. If you chose a darker color like black as your primary color, choose a light color like white as your secondary color. Then select a color as your accent color. You will use that color 5 or 10% of time. Accent color will be used in styling your buttons, icons, and other graphics on the website. Have another shade of that accent color to use on hover state. For example, if you chose orange as your accent color, Use dark orange as your accent too. So if the user hover over the button, it should change color. This makes the website more alive and user-friendly. And nothing makes a website more alive than icons, images, and illustrations. It's the fourth pillar in building user-friendly website. Icons can make things easier to understand. Use these websites for copyright-free icons and images. Use crisp and clean images, but you should optimize them before putting them on your website. This website will help you with that. Each image on your page will slow down your website, but people prefer to just skim through the page by looking at images and headings. So keep few, powerful images that complement your content. Don't just download and upload random images to fill space. You can't be lazy here. Use images that speaks to the user. And that brings me to the final and most important pillar of the website: content. Content is everything. People will visit and stay on your site, even if you ignore all the design principles. Just look at Craigslist. It's slow and ugly, but receive around 10 million visit every single day. Yes, 10 million in one freaking day. Why? Because people are there for a purpose, and the listings fulfills that purpose. So if you are building a course website, have the best course in the market. If you are building a blog website, write good blogs. If you are building an e-commerce site, be transparent. Show the users the images, reviews, and all the info they need to make an informed purchase. Overall, if you are building a website, first ask yourself, why do you need a website? Ask your users if they like a website. If they say yes, ask them what they want to see up there, and then just deliver. Of course, try to make a good-looking website as well, but your content will drive traffic, sales, and anything you could possibly want from a website. One last tip: building a website is a trial and error process. Your website will evolve over time. Keep gathering user feedback and other important data, and make changes to your website. So if you are building a brand new website, just make it good enough and publish. Your version 1 will never be perfect, and neither will version 10, but it will be better than what you had before. These things might sound obvious to you, but usually first-timers try to build a beautiful website. They fell in the trap of Dribbble and Instagram and lose focus. They think building a website is like creating some kind of art. It's absolutely not. Maybe if you are an artist, you can build something extraordinary, but for regular businesses it just doesn't work. So here is the key takeaway. Only noobs build beautiful websites. Professionals build user-friendly website with main focus on content and users.